I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I didn't even ask her why. Just left. And maybe, just maybe, that's what got to her the most. Not the betrayal, not the fallout, but the silence. The fact that I didn't give her the fight she was ready for. That I didn't demand explanations, didn't scream or break down. I didn't give her the satisfaction of a dramatic exit. Instead, I gave her something far more unsettling. Clean break. I walked out without a word. Filed for divorce the next morning. Moved to a new city. Started over. And for a full year I never looked back. Then one evening, out of nowhere, there she was. Standing outside my door like a ghost from a life I had already buried. Eyes full of regret. Voice barely a whisper. "I made a mistake," she said. "But the thing about mistakes is, they don't come without consequences. We weren't perfect, but I thought we were solid. 6 years together. 3 married. We had a foundation, memories, routines, inside jokes. We had history. And in all that time, I never questioned her loyalty. Never thought I needed to. She was ambitious. Driven in a way that drew people to her. Always chasing the next opportunity, the next title, the next win. And I was proud of her. Truly. I cheered her on from the sidelines. Never once feeling threatened by her success. I believed in her. I believed in us. Then she got the promotion. Big one. More responsibility. More late nights. More travel. I celebrated with her. Never imagining it would become the wedge between us. First I chalked it up to growing pains. We were adjusting, I told myself. The distance was temporary. This was just a phase. But then the signs started stacking up. Subtle at first, then impossible to ignore. The way she'd smile at her phone but never explain why. The sudden work dinners that always ran late. The defensiveness when I asked simple questions. I wasn't looking for reasons to doubt her. But doubt doesn't need an invitation. It creeps in like a draft through a cracked window. Quiet, steady, relentless. The night everything changed, I wasn't expecting it. She came home late again, this time smelling like cologne. Not mine. Something expensive. When I asked, she laughed. Said it must have rubbed off from someone at the office. I wanted to believe her. God, I tried to believe her. But something in my gut twisted. And trust. Trust is strange. You never realize how much of it you've placed in someone until it starts to crumble beneath your feet. I told myself I'd never be the kind of man who snooped. I always believed that if you had to go searching for proof, the relationship was already over. But that night something shifted. She left her laptop open on the kitchen counter. And everything about her behavior, the rushed shower, the way she avoided my eyes, felt of. So I looked. Told myself I'd glance, find nothing, put my mind at ease. But I found everything. Message thread. His name, her boss, at the top. Casual at first. Too casual. Then flirty. Then personal. Inside jokes. Late night chats. Plans to meet up after work events. And then, a message that stopped me cold. "I wish I was with you instead of going home." She sent it the same night I sat at the dinner table alone. Waiting for her. Naively believing she was working late. My hands went numb. Not from rage. Not even heartbreak. Just a realization. She hadn't just cheated. She had moved on emotionally, physically. While I was still here, holding on. Closed the laptop. Walked to the bedroom. No confrontation. No yelling. No demand for answers. The truth had already spoken for her. I packed a bag. Essentials only. Clothes, wallet, keys. No photos. No keepsakes. Just what I needed to walk out and never return. She came out of the shower, humming a song. Completely unaware that in 10 minutes, she had lost me. She smiled at me. That same familiar smile I once lived for. And I just walked past her. Didn't say a word. Some people beg for closure. I didn't need it. The truth had been loud enough. Leaving didn't feel like escape. Felt like freedom. I checked into a hotel that night. Sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the wall. Letting the weight of it all settle. I turned off my phone. No text. No calls. Just silence. The next morning I filed for divorce. No scenes. No theatrics. Just signatures and a simple note I left on the kitchen counter. You made your choice. Here's mine. I expected pain, maybe regret. But all I felt was relief. No more wondering. No more second-guessing. No more waking up in the middle of the night wondering if I was just imagining things. Moved. New city. New apartment. New life. Hit the gym. Focused on work. Breathe deeper. And slowly I started to feel like myself again. I heard rumors, of course. She and her boss didn't last. Apparently, she wasn't the first woman he'd done this with. And probably wouldn't be the last. The fantasy life she traded us for fell apart. And when it all crumbled, she went looking for the man who had once made her feel safe, loved, chosen. But that man, he didn't exist anymore. Full year passed. And then, he showed up, nervous, hesitant, standing on my doorstep like someone begging for a second chance she knew she didn't deserve. I've been trying to find you, she said. I said nothing. She clutched her purse like it was the only thing holding her together. She looked different. Not older, not worn down by time, but by regret. I just wanted to talk. I know I don't deserve it, but I needed to see you. I crossed my arms, leaned against the doorway, waited. I made a mistake, she said, her voice cracking. I don't know what I was thinking. I ruined everything. I live with it every day. Maybe she meant it. Maybe not. But it didn't matter. Because her regret wasn't about me. It was about what she lost. Why now? Yes. Because your new life didn't work out. She looked away. Didn't answer. Didn't have to. I just realized too late what I had, she whispered. He nodded. Yeah, you did. For a moment, it looked like she might reach for me. Like she thought maybe, just maybe, there was a chance. But betrayal doesn't just break trust. Buries love. She made her choice. And I made mine. Take care of yourself, Emily, I said. Then I stepped back and shut the door. I stood there, hand still on the knob, listening. No knocking. No pleading. Just footsteps, fading into the night. And that was it. No dramatic goodbye. No angry last words. Just peace. Not because she gave it to me, but because I gave it to myself. She didn't come back because she loved me. She came back because she lost the one she thought she wanted. And when that failed, she came searching for the safety she once had in my love. But I wasn't her backup plan. I wasn't the man she could settle for once her fantasy crashed. I walked to the window, watched her disappear down the street. Shoulders slumped, head down, carrying the weight of her choices. And for the first time in a long time, I felt something I hadn't in months. People don't regret cheating. They regret getting caught. They regret losing stability. They regret the consequences. But they rarely regret the choice. She didn't come back because she missed me. She missed the version of herself that felt worthy when she was with me. But that version, it died the moment she betrayed us. That's why you never take them back. Because if the new life they chose had worked out, you would have never heard from them again. Some mistakes you can fix. Others you have to live with. And as I closed that chapter, really closed it, I realized something. The best revenge isn't anger. It's not even success. It's showing them that their absence made no difference in your life at all.